So huge news, and I also have the source opened as well. So I'm gonna show you the source as well.
Let's hear them.
So Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, and Saudi set to bring back the SnyderVerse exclusive. So basically, the Saudi Arabians, they have the biggest money ever, and they want to buy Warner Brothers as well. They already bought EA, so it seems like they're closing in.
Sorry, I heard Bonner Brothers instead.
Warner Brothers.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
I've been trying not to laugh. You killed me, man.
Man, I heard Bonner Brothers and say, wait, what?
The Futanari Boner brothers got it. Oh my god.
Now imagine two brothers holding their
Oh,
bonus.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Feel free to continue now. This is gonna be a fun video later.
Oh, well.
All right. On the eve of the anniversary of the theatrical Justice League release, our insiders have reached out with major updates about Zack Snyder, sale of Warner Brothers, Discovery, and what is now being described as a full play scenario for the return of the SnyderVerse. Warner Brothers Discovery is officially up for sale, and it's no coincidence that Zack Snyder has been posting nonstop DCEU images and liking fan content on Instagram that compares the performance of his films to James Gunn's struggling DCU projects. The timing lines up with what we have been told. If Warner Brothers Discovery is sold, James Gunn will be out as head of DC Studios. Fingers crossed. This comes from the same insider who told us Daredevil, Born Again, was being completely retooled months before the Hollywood Reporter confirmed it exactly as we reported. It's the same source who has been accurately filling us in on the WBD sale and David Zaslav's plans before the trades caught up. Their track record speaks for itself. SnyderVerse in full play for a return. Regarding DC, the message from our insider is clear. The SnyderVerse is back in play, fully. That means Zack Snyder returning to DC, not just for a one-off Elseworlds title, but for an actual revival of the universe he started. We're told Christopher Nolan is also part of the plan to return as executive producer. That's the same Christopher Nolan who backed Snyder on Man of Steel and helped shape the original vision for DC before WB derailed it with studio interference. According to what we have been previously told, it was also Nolan's decision to hand over DC to Snyder. While Snyder has publicly said he wanted to end his DC career with an adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns, we're now told that the impending sale of WBD has shifted everything. He is pivoting towards restoring the Snyderverse outright. If that happens, it implies the return of Ben Affleck as Batman, who publicly rejected working with Gunn's DCU after its announcement, and Henry Cavill as Superman. Fans remember Cavill's widely seen interview with Josh Horowitz confirming his comeback, only for Gunn to immediately upend it. Gal Gadot has also been visibly actively supporting Snyderverse posts. None of this is accidental. Even Ezra Miller is making some sort of Hollywood return. Gross. According to our source, they're in the driver's seat with their $1 trillion fund. And here's the critical part. Zack Snyder already works with the Saudis.
And this is a
Snyder
post
and
from
the
Zack.
UFC. Sorry, what?
And this is the post from Zack, just saying this is what he posted on Instagram, and he posts a ton of pictures that we covered on the superhero channel, and we do think that this is not accidental, so having this news now, it's coming in the perfect time. So continue.
Snyder and the UFC partnered with the Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, chaired by Turki Al Sheikh, to produce Brawler, an upcoming film Snyder is directing and co-writing. The Saudis trust Snyder creatively, and he is already tied directly into their entertainment expansion. Our insider says this is exactly why Snyder has been highlighting his Snyderverse work on social media. Signals aren't random, they're building momentum. We're told that Hollywood as a whole is also signing massive new deals with the Saudis, including Trump, and figures connected to Trump's circle like his son-in-law, Jared Kushner. The kingdom wants major entertainment assets, major franchises, and massive theme park IP.
Yes, Zack Snyder
Theme park,
and the UFC.
Power, Universal, and Warner. Our source also confirms that the Saudis want a massive Universal/Warner theme park as part of their Vision 2030 initiative. That means the potential to bring DC Universe, Universal Monsters, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, and The Lord of the Rings all under one entertainment umbrella. A fully restored Snyderverse lines up with that ambition. A WBD acquisition gives them everything: DC, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Universal Monsters, and more. Hollywood producer confirms Saudi deal near completion. Our insider pointed us to comments from Hollywood producer Patrick Caligari, who said he was the first to report Saudi Arabia's interest in WBD back in October. According to Caligari, who recently returned from Saudi Arabia, the deal is nearly done. He stated that Saudi Arabia's acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery is one signature away from completion and that the price could reach $70 billion. If true, the sale could close faster than anyone expected, and the SnyderVerse could return far sooner than fans ever thought possible.
And this is Patrick.
And
this is Patrick. And now it's time to turn to Patrick actually and see what he says.
Patrick says something?
That's the source.
Oh, okay.
That's the source. That's the actual source, and then we're gonna discuss.
Okay.
So let's see. Let's play this
information and have run with it. Outlets are now presenting this as their own, but the source is right here. Kind of humorous because I've actually been reporting on this since October 16th. That's when I first heard that there may be a $70 billion deal from Saudi Arabia to purchase Warner Brothers. Now, I do have sources in Saudi Arabia who are now telling me that the deal is about one signature away from being complete. And these sources are pretty solid media sources. And they're sources that I am trusting. Now, of course, this could all blow up in my face and I could be eating the biggest meal of dead crow of my life if it's wrong. But I am trusting my gut right now. I am trusting my sources. So I am going all in on this is what's happening. The one information I don't have is whether Comcast is also involved with this deal. Whether Comcast would be picking up some of the additional elements of Warner Brothers like HBO Max, that's still the mystery right now. But from what I understand, Paramount has made multiple bids at about $60 billion, and the Saudi fund is estimated to be $1 trillion. And as a person who was in Saudi Arabia just 3 weeks ago, you've seen the evidence now showing that this country is going all in on media. They bought EA Sports. It's on LIV Golf. Now, of course, what's really interesting is so far, none of the traditional Hollywood news outlets have reported on any of this. They've been circling the Paramount story with the Ellison family trying to purchase Warner Brothers. They've been reporting on Netflix trying to get their name in the game. But from what I understand, the deal is almost done. And David Zaslav did mention that by December, they will announce who is going to be the owner. So right now, everything is tracking on point on the timeline. And we will see who the owner is that's going to emerge. So you know who the source was and where the information was coming from. Producer Patrick.
So this makes sense even from psychological standpoint. We had some naysayers on our superhero channel that were like, no, those pictures that Zack is posting don't
He's
mean
just trying
anything.
to stay relevant. Oh.
Yeah, he just tried to stay relevant. I mean, guys, Zack Snyder
He was
is
never irrelevant.
yeah, he was never irrelevant. Like, directors are just directors,
Yeah.
and Zack Snyder is not one of those that are putting their noses into everything, just like freaking James Gunn is doing all the time. He is such an egotistical maniac. He put himself even in pictures with
And
Lois
everything.
and Clark,
Yes.
like promotional pictures. He's always there. You can never see a picture without him. Even him putting himself in the middle of, let's say, cast members, and he's there. He's
yes.
like the most important thing.
He also
Okay.
put himself in the Harley Quinn animated show.
Yeah, he self-inserts everywhere, and the Creature Commandos, he made
that's
Red
him
Flag
there, yeah.
looking just like himself, whatever. But Zack is not like that. This is quite the opposite. So this is pure psychology to me, because I'm very well into understanding psychology and how people do things and why. So at least I think I had my also gut feeling correct here that something was going on, because Zack is not that kind of a director. He's not a very public person. He only posts about things that he cares about when he knows that the audience is going to react. And in this kind of a way and line of thinking, he decided to make all of a sudden out of nowhere an Instagram account. I didn't think that was an accident.
didn't have a
And then
director.
immediately started posting pictures that we never seen before from the movies. excluding the picture for Patriots Day of Superman,
yeah.
who we all have seen, for Man of Steel. But besides that picture, everything else I never seen before. He also, posts some other things to be like, it's
Here is
kind
a
of.
photo from Watchmen.
Or some random guy that he filmed something with the random guy. He's super hairy and he leads a horse.
But also, and let's not forget that, as it was in the article, Gal Gadot also backed up those
Yeah,
tests.
like you
She
said.
said to Henry Cavill in the Memories of Millions, "You're already there, Superman."
Yeah,
Which,
he backed it up.
know,
He backed it up.
yeah,
So as we read here, I mean, the article is written very well. What has been
great
happening?
article indeed.
Of course, people are gonna speculate if something is happening, and we may be wrong. But the point is
course.
that whatever we see, it points to that direction. Because when you know that he's a private person, it's not like James Gunn, and he already. I mean, he's all of a sudden making an Instagram account out of nowhere. Instagram has been around for years, and now he
he's doing it
started
now, yeah.
basically posting pictures from his own work, and mostly of that is Justice League, Man of Steel, whatever SnyderVerse. He didn't actually post Wonder Woman. I don't think so.
No,
Yeah.
but he did post Aquaman.
Yeah, he posted what he did for the most part, but just without, Gal. But in any case, it seemed that it's very intentional. And the other pictures that he posted, it seems that it's just part of him and his work, and he kind of want to make it seem like it's not that. That's what we think, but it is. But
it
it's
is,
not. So this comes perfectly in time. Now we just have to watch the news and see what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I'm all
I
for
mean,
this, of course.
Oh, totally, yeah. I
All
mean,
for this.
I prefer having back the Snyderverse than him doing the Dark Knight Returns adaptation, because his Batman is basically based off that Batman.
Anyway.
But it's better,
Yeah.
actually. It's better. If I say that the Dark Knight Returns is kind of overrated comic book, people will hang me. But I'll say it, it's overrated. I don't like old Batman, guys. That's I like young Batman. So I heard actually, and I see several pictures, but never thought that this was actually true. Some people said that it will be Justice League 2 and 3 will be like animated movies. I hope that's not true, because I want to see movies with those guys again. I don't care how old they are, they look good. So I like to see this Batman, I like to see this Superman. Gal still looks perfect, so everything is just recast Ezra Miller, not because all the horrible things he was doing, just because that ain't no Flash there. So take another guy who is manlier and it's not annoying. Recast Jason Momoa as Aquaman, put Alan Richardson, and here we go.
It's gonna be perfect.
Perfection. But anyway, even if they keep those guys,
They will, though.
I watch that. They will.
They will.
I watched that universe, because I don't know how much was actually the input of Christopher Nolan in Man of Steel, because he was a producer. People say that it wasn't Zack Snyder, it was Christopher Nolan did everything. He was a producer. Maybe he get some direction.
He was actually against Superman snapping
Zod's neck, yeah. Which, and he said you can't do that. And we said, what do you mean? It makes sense in the story. Also, he did it in comic books, but anyway.
People just don't know these
People just don't know those things. So, if we see that universe, should we be afraid of the Saudi Arabians or not actually?
Yeah, the only one who I don't care to see back is Ezra, but that's another topic. So tonight, let us know what you think.
Again, totally random person talking here, so just throwing my ideas out there. The first thing I'd like to see, which I always I couldn't stand, get rid of James Gunn. He's extremely
extremely extreme.
It's not even that. His precision is in specialty type movies that have lots of humor in them. So find the characters that are right for him and get him out of the lead chair. That's the first thing I do.
Yes.
As for Christopher Zaslav. In terms of Snyder, Snyder likes to make really dark movies. As for the SnyderVerse, I know that there's a huge, rabid fan base for it, and I could kind of see it, but it's like, how old are these people getting? So between Marvel and DC both, they have the same fucking problem. Age, time. So what I thought would be a really great idea, if you got the most competent person, and I'll just say it, I know I'm going to get hate for this. I'd rather see Nolan as the director and Snyder as the producer if you wanted to have that kind of duo. But I would make a movie with all of the SnyderVerse actors as the Justice League and make only one movie like that and immediately do all prequel stories, have some sort of storyline where we need to look back on everyone's original storyline and then restart the entire DCEU, but do it properly, one movie at a time, introducing one character at a time, and do not rush forwards to the Justice League,
That's very
where we
good.
get to fully flesh out a character. So, like, I'm talking about people in their 20s, possibly very early 30s, and where this goes on for enough time that by the time they would have another team up, they would have been aged the same way as the original movie, and you would have moved on with a new audience. I think that's the way to do it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fuck multiverses, fuck all that stuff. Just go back in time and reevaluate everyone, possibly with their own trilogies, and let specialty people work on their specialty things.
That's amazing.
If you want something darker, get Zack Snyder to do something darker. If you want something more humorous in nature, more light and friendly, etc., so on and so forth. So that's really how I see it. So if I'm in charge of this whole thing, I'm looking at 20 years. I need 20 years out of whoever I'm casting. And I'm just not seeing that with Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, or anyone else. It would be ridiculous to see them, running around in their underwear in their 70s. So I think that everyone needs to just kind of reset everything.
They don't
But that's
have
my 2
the
cents.
underwear outside though in their suits.
Yeah, so technically no, but your idea is amazing.
But you're totally right, and I could see how, when they're aged up and they do that movie, they could totally do something like Kingdom Come adaptation when actually the characters are older. So you could have an older Superman there, you could have an older Batman, so something like an adaptation of that, not a full-on adaptation.
And this also gets rid of problematic people like Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
You have him do a few starring roles, but you do a fully fleshed out Flash, much brighter, much lighter, and everything else, and with the like an actor that people can get behind.
Much manlier.
Who's, absolutely. Like, come on, man. Why is that guy the Flash? But anyways, that's my off the cuff idea about that. I think that between the Snyder Bros and everyone else, there's this ongoing fight, and the easiest way to kibosh that is reset the whole thing. The same thing with Marvel. You just need to completely reset the whole thing. Stop this multiverse nonsense, which is the end all answer to everything, and let's just go back to fucking the traditional stories.
To the basics.
Make people love superheroes again.
Yes, I am worried though to put Nolan on the front instead of Snyder, because Nolan also has a lot of issues and he doesn't understand how to do comic booky things because he's always doing his own things and his own interpretation of things. And although they're good movies, they're not the comic book representation of the characters nor the world that they're surrounded with. So I would maybe put them together again. And have someone that is a very good writer to write the scripts.
Like again, Chris Terrio and David Goyer.
Maybe someone else to correct them because they also do stupid things sometimes.
They also have stupid things.
David Goyer is so hit and miss.
Oh yeah.
He totally can make an amazing scripted movie and he can make a horrible one. So there you go. Let's see chat Tsunami real quick, and then we're gonna continue to the last topic because we don't really have time at all. But it's an important topic, so we gotta get it real quick.
So Rip Stanley took Marvel with him from Max K says Stanley died of selling out to Disney. That's true. It was pretty ugly. I says the TV show Flash actor was better than Ezra. I agree. Grant Gustin, something like that.
Grant Gustin, yes.
Grant Gustin.
Yeah, he was better, I thought. Thomas says Aquaman, the first one, would have been better if Amber Heard wasn't in it. Amber Heard, he says. Sure, but I mean, she's still attractive. She just had a lot of controversy going on.
Yeah, we didn't know what shit was she doing back then. I mean, she plays meta, so it's okay.
Valkyrie Winter says Batman has to be dark. I agree. So that's why I'm like, stop making one director for everything. Pick the right director to deal with each hero in its own specificity, and then find people that are actually comic book competent. They know the stories, and they're gonna be technical assistants who are gonna say like, no, that person wouldn't do that. Similar to what happened with Henry Cavill in The Witcher. Like he was literally like a technical expert,
Exactly.
but they refused to listen to him. And
Yeah.
it should be from higher ups who are like, I don't give a shit what you do in your spare time. I want to make money. So listen to this fucking person over here, if he is a neckbeard. Let's see.
Neckbeard.
I don't know what they're talking about. Imagine the steroids in 25 years, says Tekla.
I
Yeah.
hope they're better.
You're pretty
Yeah.
dope.
Let's see.
Yildash, you making sausage? Nope. And that's it. We're all caught up.
I hope that you enjoyed this video. From me, the 40k Empress and Logan, the creators of this channel. I wish you all the best, guys. Watch this next. Let us know what you think in the comments. And check the links down below if you like to support us. Love you guys. Bye bye.